I'm Emily Harper, 29, a marketing consultant who's always been the steady hand in my family, fixing things quietly without fanfare. At a family dinner, my mom's voice sliced through the chatter. Claire, you're our angel, how do you? Always know what we need? My younger sister, Claire, lounged on the couch, her smile smug, soaking up praise for a gift she didn't give. I sat there, stunned, my fork hovering, as my selfless act of $10,000 anonymous donation to my parents was claimed by her. I'd only told Claire, trusting her, never imagining she'd steal the credit and let me fade into the background. For months, I stayed silent, hoping she'd confess, but her lies grew, and my family's blind adoration of her burned. This is a story of betrayal, a fight for truth, and a hard-won peace stay with me. Because the emotional roller coaster of being unseen and fighting to be heard will grip you. And if you've ever been overlooked for doing the right thing, this will resonate. Growing up, Claire, 26, was the family's shining star. A budding artist with a magnetic charm, she could make anyone laugh, her paintings earning gasps at local galleries. I was the reliable one, content in her shadow, organizing family events and covering small expenses without a fuss. Our parents, Linda and Tom, both 62, had struggled since Dad's knee surgery and Mom's chronic migraines piled up medical bills. I loved my job, but it wasn't glamorous like Claire's art world. Still, when I saved $10,000, I wanted to ease their burden. I stuffed the cash in an envelope and slipped it into their mailbox. No note, no name, just a quiet gift. I told Claire, expecting her to keep my secret, maybe even admire the gesture. Instead, she saw a chance to shine brighter. It started at a barbecue, Mom hugging Claire, tears in her eyes. That money, Claire, it saved us. You're incredible. Dad nodded, beaming. We're so proud of you. Claire didn't flinch, just smiled and said, I just wanted to help. I froze, my burger halfway to my mouth, waiting for her to correct them. She didn't. She let them believe it was her, and the praise kept coming. Family dinners, phone calls, even relatives texting about Claire's generosity. I bit my tongue, thinking she'd confess, that her conscience would kick in. But weeks turned to months, and her lie grew legs. Claire's social media sparkled with new art supplies, coffee shop selfies, and festival trips while I skipped dinners out to rebuild my savings. The unfairness gnawed at me, not the money, but the lie. She was stealing my heart's work, and my family was blind to it. The worst part? I had no proof. I'd been so focused on anonymity that I didn't think to document it. No bank transfer, no receipt, just cash in an envelope. I'd wanted it to be pure, no strings attached. Now my selflessness was my cage. I confided in my best friend Rachel over coffee. It's like I'm invisible, Rachel. I did this huge thing, and Claire's getting the crown. Rachel's eyes softened. That's brutal, Emily. Why not tell them? I sighed. I don't want to look petty, fighting for credit. I just want her to be honest. Rachel shook her head. She's banking on you staying quiet. You gotta speak up, or this'll eat you alive. Her words stuck, but I hesitated, hoping for a miracle. That miracle didn't come. At a Sunday dinner, Mom gushed again. Claire, that $10,000 was a godsend. You're our rock. Claire grinned, and something in me snapped. I set my fork down, voice steady but sharp. Actually, I left that money. The room went silent, forks clattering, eyes wide. Claire's face was a mask of shock, but her eyes flickered with panic. Mom's voice cut in icy. Emily, that's absurd. Claire's the one who helped us. Why would you say that? Dad frowned, disappointed. There's no need to compete, Emily. We're grateful for Claire. Claire played the victim perfectly. I can't believe you do this, Em. I know we've had our issues, but this? Her voice trembled, and Mom rushed to comfort her. I clenched my fist, fighting to stay calm. I'm not competing. I'm telling the truth. I left the money, and Claire's taking credit for it. Claire shook her head, pity in her eyes. You don't have proof, Emily. Why would you leave cash like that? It doesn't sound like you. It feels like you're jealous, trying to ruin this for me. Her words stung, and Mom's frown deepened, like Claire had a point. Emily, this jealousy is getting out of hand, Mom said. Claire's been so thoughtful, and you're tearing her down. It's disappointing. Dad's tone was patronizing. We love you, Emily, even if you didn't give the money. You don't need to fight for our attention. Claire sat there, hands folded, her hurt expression masking a smug glint. It was surreal, like a twisted play where truth didn't matter. I stood, chair scraping, voice shaking. You're all ridiculous. You're so caught up in Claire that you can't see she's lying. But one day you'll see the truth and it'll be too late. I turned to Claire, pointing. You'll regret this, Claire. When you need someone to trust, you'll realize. You burned the only bridge that mattered. I grabbed my bag and stormed out, the door slamming behind me. I wasn't going to let them paint me as the jealous liar anymore. The fallout was brutal. My parents' calls dwindled to cold, polite check-ins. Family gatherings felt like minefields, so I skipped them, even Mom's birthday, unable to stomach Claire's fake innocence. Rachel was my lifeline, listening as I poured out my hurt. It's not just Claire's lie, I told her, voice cracking. It's that Mom and Dad believed her so fast, like I'm nothing. Rachel hugged me. You don't deserve this, Emily. They'll see the truth someday. You're stronger than this. Her support kept me afloat, but the pain lingered, a constant ache. The family gossip spread like wildfire. At my grandparents' house, hoping for comfort, I walked into a wall of tension. My Aunt Susan whispered to a cousin, loud enough to hear. It's sad Emily couldn't just be happy for Claire. My stomach dropped. Grandma tried to smooth it over, offering cookies. Claire's been so good to your parents, sweetie. It's inspiring. My chest tightened. They all believed Claire's story, and I was the troublemaker. I left early, the lump in my throat choking me. In my car, I gripped the wheel, staring at nothing. I'd been so careful to keep the gift. Anonymous, and now it was my undoing. No proof, no way to fight. My family had chosen Claire, and I was screaming into a void. I needed a miracle. Something to flip the script and show them who I was, not the villain Claire painted, but the daughter who gave without asking for glory. Silence had been my shield. But now it was my enemy. I clung to a flicker of hope that Claire's lie would unravel, that truth would find a way. Then, one evening, my phone buzzed. A text from Claire. Hey, Emily, I need to talk. It's important. My heart raced, anger, suspicion, curiosity swirling. She hadn't reached out in months. Was this a trap? I stared, thumb hovering. Then set the phone down. She twisted everything. She could wait. The next day, after a sleepless night, I replied, What's so important, Claire? Make it quick. Her response was instant. Can I come over? I need your help. I'm in. A tough spot. I frowned, wary. What kind of help? She wrote back, I'm struggling financially. I can't keep up, and I don't know where to turn. Please, Emily, hear me out. I laughed, bitter. Claire, the golden child, begging me for help after dragging my name through the mud? Part of me wanted to ghost her, let her drown in our mess. But another part saw a chance, a way to force the truth. Fine, I typed. Come over tomorrow. We'll talk. If she wanted my help, it'd be on my terms. Claire arrived looking like a shadow of herself, pale, hair in a messy bun, wearing a faded hoodie. She sat on my couch, fidgeting, avoiding my eyes. Things are bad, Emily, she started, voice low. I'm behind on rent, my cards are maxed, I can barely buy food. I don't know what to do. I leaned against the wall, arms crossed. So you want money? After everything, you think I'll bail you out? She flinched, eyes wide. I've asked everyone else, friends, acquaintances. I didn't want to involve Mom and Dad and the family. Well, you know why? I raised an eyebrow. Because you lied to them for months? She winced, silent. Let me get this straight, I said, voice sharp. You've got no one left, so you come to me, the sister you betrayed? She nodded, whispering, I know I don't deserve it, but I'm begging you. I studied her, weighing my move. This was my chance. No, Claire, I said firmly. I'm not giving you money. You lied, trashed my name, and now you expect help? That's not happening. Her face crumpled, tears welling. Please, Emily, I'm desperate. I wouldn't be here if I had another choice. My tone stayed cold. You made your choices. Deal with them. She stood, bag in hand, voice breaking. I get it. I messed up. I'm sorry, Emily, for everything. She left, the door clicking shut, and I stood there, feeling relief tinged with exhaustion. I'd held my ground. Days later, Dad called, his voice hesitant. Emily, can you come to dinner Friday? Claire wants to talk to everyone. It's important. My stomach churned. What's it about? I asked, guarded. She wouldn't say, just that it's in person, please. It'd mean a lot. I agree, bracing for a storm. Friday, I pulled into their driveway, nerves buzzing. The dining room was tense. Mom, Dad, my grandparents, Claire at the table, her hands fidgeting. I sat, eyes on her, waiting. The silence stretched until Claire let out a shaky breath and broke, sobbing, her face in her hands. Mom rushed to her, alarmed. Sweetheart, what's wrong? Dad leaned forward. Claire, what's going on? I stayed still, knowing this. Was it her lie collapsing? Through sobs, Claire spoke, voice trembling but clear. I can't lie anymore. The $10,000, it wasn't me. It was Emily. She left the money in the mailbox. The room froze, gasps echoing. She continued, chest heaving. I took credit because I was jealous. I wanted to feel special, to be the one you praised. Mom and Dad always supported me, but I craved more. When Emily told me what she'd done, I saw a chance to be the hero. I didn't think how it'd hurt her or tear us apart. When she spoke up, I panicked and lied again, scared to lose your pride. She looked at me, tears streaming. I'm so sorry, Emily. You didn't deserve this. I was selfish and I let it go too far. The silence was deafening, everyone stunned. I sat, emotions swirling, anger, vindication, sadness. Her confession should have felt like victory, but it left a hollow ache, a reminder of the trust she'd deed. Shattered, Mom's voice broke the quiet, shaky with tears. Emily, we were so wrong. We thought you were jealous, never imagining you told the truth. We've been so unfair. Dad's face was ashen. We should have listened, Emily. We doubted you and you didn't deserve it. I'm so sorry. The regret was raw, Moms. Hands trembling as she reached for me. We let you down, sweetheart. Can you forgive us? My grandparents looked heartbroken, Grandma's eyes glistening. Grandpa shaking his head in disbelief. I glanced at them, then at Claire, her head bowed. Their apologies were heavy, but the damage lingered. I hear you, I said softly, voice steady. But this hurt being doubted, unseen. I need time to process, to focus on me. Mom nodded, tears falling. We understand. We just want to make it right. I gave a small nod, standing. I know. But I need space. I left, the weight of their words trailing me, but my steps felt lighter. I'd been seen finally, and I wasn't carrying Claire's lie anymore. Days later, I couldn't shake the Sinclair's breakdown, my parents' guilt, my grandparents' silence. It replayed, a mix of pain and relief. Claire had looked so broken, and despite my anger, I saw a spark of remorse. Maybe she deserved a chance, not a handout, but a path forward. After wrestling with it, I called her. Claire, I said. Firm but calm, I'll help you, not with money, but with a plan. We'll go over your finances, figure out a budget, but only if you're serious. She paused, then agreed, her voice soft, humbled. Thank you, Emily, I mean it. It wasn't forgiveness, not fully, but a step toward healing for me. For a stot, the anger didn't vanish, but it no longer trapped me. I'd found my voice. Stood my ground and reclaimed my peace. The $10,000 was a silent gift meant to lift my family, but it became my fight to be seen. Now I was moving forward, not for their approval, but for myself. That was my redemption, and it was enough.